So we're going to be focusing basically what's happening in the cosmos. There's always a lot happening in the cosmos, and we could focus on many different themes, but the strongest themes and archetype at the moment that's at play is the theme of Scorpio. And so whether your sun is in Scorpio or not, so I think, Naomi, your sun's in Scorpio, isn't it? I had a look at your chart last night. I think you're the only, does anyone else have a sun sign in Scorpio? I think, yeah, I thought you were the only one. I know, but you know what? It's a beautiful point, because just where your sun is, it doesn't mean that you're the only Scorpio in the room. Because we all have Scorpio in the natal chart. We all have all of the signs and all of the planets in our natal chart. And what makes a strong Scorpio, well, one would be if the sun's there, but also if you had your moon there, or if you had Scorpio on the ascendant. So they would be strong Scorpio personality traits that would play through. It would also depend on if you've got any planets conjunct, in opposition, or in square to your Pluto or your Mars as well. So when we think of the Scorpio archetype, first of all, we want to look at the symbol, which is the M here with the tail pointing up. That's the symbol for Scorpio, or the glyph. And the traditional rulers of Scorpio are Pluto is the modern day ruler, and the traditional ruler is Mars. So before Pluto was discovered, Mars actually ruled Scorpio. So what that simply means is, if we say Pluto, Scorpio, or the 8th house, all of these basically have the same archetypal properties. And that's what we're really looking at with astrology. We're looking at archetypal properties, and we're also looking at understanding astrology through correlation and observation. Okay, so we don't do double-blind studies with astrology. Thank God. So if you come from an academic background, astrology doesn't go into academia, and sadly there are people pushing, trying, like with acupuncture and Chinese medicine, trying very hard to get it scientifically proven. But I think just the amount of people that are here gathered today, it shows us that we feel the cosmos within us, and we want to have a deeper understanding of how the cosmos is reflecting us. Another meme with astrology is that people often think that the stars or the moon made me do it, but the astrology simply reflects us. It doesn't make us do anything, okay? Because as human beings, we have free will. So you are not conditioned by your astrology, but you will be susceptible to the archetypes that play out through specific planets and signs in certain regions of your life, depending on the housing system. So you will be susceptible to those archetypes coming through. So ultimately, you want to embody your chart and get to know it. And when you embody it, you also get to see the shadow aspects as well as the light attributes. And so we don't just want to be embodying the light attributes, we want to see what the shadow attributes are. And for me personally, that's what astrology offered, was this amazing kaleidoscope into getting to actually know what signatures play out unconsciously, so that I could really start to refine the person that I am and not let those darker aspects play out. And I have a Pluto-Venus opposition. So for those of you that know a little bit of astrology language, you know what that means. The intensity, very intense relationships, and also themes of jealousy, very intense jealousy in my younger years. And it made sense because of the early childhood environment that then nourished that shadow aspect to play out. And then so wonderfully, since I was about 26 doing yoga, that I was able to refine and catch myself when those personality traits come up. And then as I did more and more yoga and studied more and more astrology, the more I could actually honor the Pluto-Venus opposition And when the feelings of jealousy arise, what the deeper meanings of them are, and sit with it rather than play it out and project it out into my daily life. So understanding your natal chart is incredibly empowering, especially to see the parts of yourself that you want to pretend don't exist, as well as finding out what your greatest skills are, what your highest star is, things like that. So we all have Scorpio in the chart, we all have Pluto in the chart, but the way it will read will be different to each person, because you'll have it in a different house and you'll have it in different aspects to other planets which build the story, which is why pop astrology doesn't work. It's why if you go to the internet and see, oh, I have a 12th house moon, it means nothing. It means nothing to say you have a 12th house moon, because it's what about all of the other aspects from other planets to your moon? That's what makes the story, which is what you can't get off the internet, which is why you still need to work with an astrologer to understand your chart.